Hi guys, I'm having a clear out some of my old projects. We're talking 7, 8, 9 years old. This one is a mousetrap car, polystyrene donuts filled in with polystyrene, some sort of plastic tube as the back axle. Oh no, I think there's a pencil in there or something. Don't know. Bamboo canes for the chassis. That looks like a barbecue skewer for the front axle. CDs with bottle caps hot glued to them. And then we've extended the arm on the mousetrap. Bit of string. And we've thickened up the back axle to give it a bit more leverage. That feels a bit tight. Oh well, we'll give it a run. And then it goes in the bin. And in the video description there should be a link to the original build. Right, off we go. Whoa, that one works. That was a bit fast. Okay, well, we'll see if we can hit the camera with it. That looks straight. Success. Like I said, that's the end of this. That'll be going in the bin. Check the video description for a link to the original build. If I can find the actual files, I'll add them after this clip. Hi guys, bargain store project time again. We made the rat trap car last night, so that means I've got this pack of 3 mouse traps left to do something with. And I guess the obvious thing is to see if I can make a mousetrap car. So something a bit smaller than the rat trap car. Just for the sake of it, I think I'll use my polystyrene donuts that I was trying to make a electromagnet with the other day. I think I might use that as the wheels. A couple of these polystyrene plates. Use them to make the dishes either side of the wheels, and just see if I can make a couple of wheels out of these for the back wheels for the mousetrap car. For no reason other than it might be interesting to try and do it. I worked out I could cut a 6-inch disc out the middle of it, and a 6-inch disc will go across the inside of here quite nicely. Not right inside, but across about there somewhere. So one of them either side and something across the middle for the axle, and that should be a fairly lightweight wheel. Probably not practical, but I'm going to give it a try just because it might be interesting. Got a drinking straw here, and I've got a couple of those wooden stirrers that you get for stirring your coffee in coffee shops, and that happens to fit inside there. So I might just try and see if I can make an axle out of that, for no good reason other than it might be interesting. Cut me discs out of my plates, so now I shall hot glue them onto the donut. There we are, that's my 2 back wheels made out of some polystyrene donuts, as I keep calling them, and some polystyrene plates to fill in the sides. I've actually put some ball pen tubes as the axles just inside the wheels, just to give it a bit more strength. And then this is my drinking straw with a couple of wooden stirrers inside it. I think the front wheels will just be ordinary CDs because that was a lot of fuss to make those wheels. Interesting to do, but a lot of fuss. Now we got a mouse trap. Yep, that one works. So we need to put a chassis on. Flower canes again. They're not particularly straight, but that doesn't really matter for what I want them for. What I'll do is I'll cut one in half and make the chassis out of it, and then I'll cut the other one in half and use that to extend the arm. I've just hot glued the chassis either side of the mouse trap. There we go, just a couple of layers of ordinary sticky tape. I say a couple, that's probably about 6 layers to give it some strength. To attach the axle to the back of the chassis, I've taken a couple of paper clips and wrapped them around a pencil. The pencil's actually thicker than the axle, so when I take the pencil out, the axle will slide in there easily. And either wire or tape them to give them a bit of extra strength. Hot glued and wire wrapped at the same time. Hopefully these will give me a bit of chance to adjust things if necessary. I've just nicked these wheels and axle off one of my old cars. All it is CDs with bottle tops as hubs, and that's a barbecue skewer as the actual axle. So I shall hot glue a drinking straw on the end there and feed the axle through it. That'll do for that end. Okay, we're coming together. So 3 cable ties on either side. Put a couple on the end just to hold it together. I think I might just make the centre bigger by wrapping some foam around it before we get going. I've thickened up the back axle a bit and put a peg in it to catch hold of the bit of string. I've just hot glued the drinking straw across the front. Then we need a bit of string and we can go and give it a test run. Got my bit of string. Put it on the hook. Okay, point it in the right direction. Okay, and this time I'll try and chase it so we can see it operating. Back wheels, made out of polystyrene donuts as I call them. They're actually labelled polystyrene wreaths for making Christmas decorations. Mousetrap, what I call garden canes, they're actually labelled flower canes. I think they're made out of bamboo, they're about 5mm thick. Back axle was made out of a drinking straw with a couple of wooden stirrers put inside to give it strength. And I've also beefed up the back axle there with some foam cut from a foam plate wrapped around it just to make it thicker. Back axle is held onto the chassis by some paper clips that I've wound round a pencil and then hot glued onto the end of the chassis with a couple of bits of wire twist round it as well to make sure it's rigid. Front axle, the tube for the axle is a drinking straw, the actual axle itself is a barbecue skewer. Front wheels are just CDs with bottle tops hot glued on them. The mousetrap is actually hot glued onto those canes, and I've also wrapped some sticky tape around it just to make sure it's good and solid. The only thing I'd make slightly different if I made this again a second time is that I've actually made these extensions to the arms. They actually get in the way when it's fully over that way. It doesn't go all the way down, so I can't link the release mechanism up because they actually get in the way when it goes flat. It can't go flat. See if we can get an angle on that. See, they're in the way, so I'd need to adjust that, put them on the side instead of on the top. But that's a little flyer, that one is. That's excellent. So that's Bargain Store Project 31. 3 mousetraps for 87p. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment so I know how I'm doing. And somewhere up here there'll be some links to related playlists. Thanks again.